Yes, many people on the left do support Hamas. You might be thinking, well, that's crazy. No one's actually supporting Hamas, right? Wrong. Unfortunately, it's not even an extreme viewpoint on the left anymore. Let's start with a personal example. I was talking to someone on Twitter about Hamas. Probably a bad idea, but I can't help myself sometimes. Based on her responses, I kind of got the feeling she was unhinged. So I outright asked her, do you think the actions of Hamas are justified? And she could not even bring herself to condemn a terrorist group. According to her, they weren't really a terror group. Instead, Hamas was just a group of oppressed people. I was curious how far she would go with this, so I continued and asked her about the October 7 attacks. Now, any rational person would say it was a disgusting terror attack. Not her. According to her, it was just an oppressed group of people resisting their oppressors. She was even idiotic enough to compare it to the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. Let me repeat that. She is comparing the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising to the October 7 terror attacks. This is a great example of someone's head becoming so full of propaganda that they lose the ability to form rational thought and become a terrorist supporter. You might be thinking, well, that's just one crazy lady on Twitter. Well, let's take a look at this comment from Kaya Willis. Seems like a pretty milquetoast comment, right? She says Hamas is a terror group and they should be eliminated. Why would anyone disagree with this? Unfortunately, there are many Hamas supporters who do have a problem with that. You have this guy spreading Hamas propaganda regarding the hostage release, and what an idiotic statement. The hostages seem to disagree. Seriously. These hostages witnessed their neighbors, family, and friends get slaughtered by Hamas on October 7. What a disgusting thing to say. And look, over 3,000 likes on this. Then you have another comment here responding to her saying, you're seriously confused. Then you have this absolutely disgusting comment that is outright saying that she needs to be eliminated. This is the kind of gross rhetoric you get from the anti-Israel side. And this one has hundreds of likes as well. There were thousands of other responses to her, and unfortunately, many of them were supporting Hamas. And one more to drive the point home. We have seen this Hamas propaganda piece before. This time it was posted by online clown Jackson Hinkle. Said clown completely ignores the fact that this is clear Hamas propaganda because he so desperately wants to paint the terrorist group in a positive light. And this propaganda piece supporting Hamas has 187,000 likes. Let me repeat that. 187,000 likes. So unfortunately, it's not just a fringe group of people supporting Hamas. It's a large group and it's continuing to grow. So why even make this video? For starters, I want to prove that there are plenty of people on the anti-Israel side that support Hamas. I've seen plenty of people try to say that, oh, no one actually supports Hamas. That's not true. We all obviously condemn them. And I'm not sure if they are purposely trying to cover up the radical Hamas supporters among them, or if it's just pure cope on their part, but either way, as I've shown, that's just not reality. The anti-Israel movement has been hijacked by Hamas supporters. Secondly, I think it's important to keep this in mind when having any sort of dialogue about the conflict. I think good faith dialogue is important and can be really productive. There's good discourse to be had, and there are definitely rational arguments to be made on the anti-Israel side. That's why it's so unfortunate that these disgusting Hamas supporters have taken over the conversation. So now you probably need a screen to make sure you aren't talking to a Hamas supporter. So if they start saying crazy things or start using certain buzzwords like oppressed and oppressor, you should probably just outright ask them if they support Hamas. And if they do, I would recommend leaving the conversation. They are completely unhinged and won't be having a good faith conversation with you. You'd be better off punching a wall, which would be more productive. So yep, that's it. If you're interested in this type of content, you can like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.